Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We are going to be here talking about SEO. Again, we always talk about SEO, right? I'm joining here with Erwin Siegel, who's joining me from Celebros. And I am Courtney, joining you from WooRank. While we're waiting for people to kind of bounce in here, you just want to let us know in the comments where you're watching from, so we can say hi. Also, don't forget to like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff so you don't miss any of our really awesome content that's coming up. Erwin, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself while we're waiting for people to show up?
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to this webinar. So my name is Erwin and I'm with Celebros already for a lot of years, and it's great. It's a great tool, great company. And the best part is if we see the results of our tools increasing the conversion rate. So we use typically Google Analytics to take measurements. I'm going to show you later on some of the stats. So stay on till the end. I'm going to try keeping it short but precise.
Great. Yeah, we like a short webinar, don't we? Hello, John from Chicago. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so we've got a pretty healthy audience watching already, so why don't we go ahead and get started. So just to give you a little bit of context, so Erwin, I'm sorry, I'm just going to mute you quickly because I feel like I can hear myself echoing just slightly. Let's see if that's better. Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing today is I'm gonna go through a little bit about SEO and why you need SEO, especially in the context of having and running an e-commerce website. And then Erwin's gonna take over and he's gonna talk to you about how to actually get people to convert once they're on your site, right? Because like, if people are coming to your site but they're not actually buying anything, then we've got a pretty big problem, especially for an e-commerce site, because that's where your entire bread and butter comes from. So what I'm going to do is I am going to share my screen. And you should be seeing the WooRank dashboard. Hopefully this is very familiar for everyone who's watching. If not, you can go to woorank.com and check it out for yourself. But what we're looking at right now is a project. So what we're going to be talking about today is the fact that, let me just take that branding off, that for SEO, you really need to be making yourself super visible online in order for new and different customers to come to your web shop. Without SEO, it's going to be really difficult for you to get that organic traffic that is going to come to your site, that's going to look around your site. You know, that's step one. And I think the old adage, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Well, the combination between WooRank and Celebros actually allows you to do both. We are the ones that lead the horse to water, and then Celebros makes that horse drink. If that's might be kind of a weird analogy to have, but that really is how well Celebros and SEO can work together. What you first need to do, though, when we're looking at your SEO, we need to figure out where you stand. We need to figure out if there are some hidden issues, technical issues on your site that are making it hard for Google to understand your content or making it hard for your users to interact with your content, which at the end of the day is going to make Google maybe not trust your site so much, or any other search engine not trust your site very much. So what we look at in our page reviews is a series of about 70 plus metrics on your site, all of which we know to contribute either to the way Google analyzes and then ranks your site, or how your users are able to navigate your site. Because really, it's all about your users. I mean, we can talk about what Google expects of us until we're blue in the face, but at the end of the day, what we really want to make sure is happening is that our users are having a good experience. So even though these might look like really technical things, this is definitely going to help you in the long term with your users having a great time on your site. So what we look at, it's about 70 different metrics. We try to make it very easy for you to navigate here. So if you wanted to just see what needs to be improved, if you wanted to just see where the errors are, and if you're like me and you don't have a whole lot of time in your day and you just want to see what's going to make the biggest impact and also what's the easiest thing to solve, you can filter it that way, and then boom, you get your very first task. So from 70 plus metrics, you can filter it down very easily, make it a little bit more digestible and say, okay, this is the thing I need to fix right away. And if you're not sure about what this actually means, you can expand this within WooRank, and WooRank will give you some contextual clues about, okay, what is a meta description? Why is this wrong? why does it matter to my users? That's really the ultimate part. Like, it's not, again, it's not about checking off this arbitrary box that Google wants to see. We want to help you understand why this is going to be very important for your users. And if you're still lost, you can follow these links that take you to full SEO guides that explain exactly why you need them, exactly why they're important, and exactly how to implement them. Luckily, with most e-commerce platforms like Wix or Shopify or BigCommerce, they make fixing these issues extraordinarily easy. So even if it looks a little technical, don't get discouraged. There's a lot of stuff that you can do to fix this stuff. In the site crawl is another area that I would encourage you to look at if you're looking at fixing your technical SEO. So WooRank Site Crawl is going to look at every page of your website and return any of the really technical things that might be going wrong. Now you have a few options here. You can either tackle them yourselves, which a lot of these things can be fixed on your own as long as you have the time and the motivation to do so. Or what you can do is you can download this entire result as a CSV and hand that over to a developer or an IT team or a computer savvy niece or nephew that you have and have them start looking through this list. But just like we do in the page reviews, if it's red, that's something that needs to be fixed right away. And if it's orange, it's something that it needs to be improved, but it's not the thing that you need to focus on right away. Now, I know it sounds like I'm really harping on WooRank. Most tools can do the identification process of what needs to be fixed. Most SEO tools can. What sets WooRank apart, though, which is why I'm showing it to you, is that we always help you fix what needs to be fixed. We help you understand why it needs to be fixed, how you can go about fixing it. We don't just throw a bunch of data at you and hope that you know what to do. And my point in showing you all of this is that SEO is really just the way to get people through the door, right? And, instead of paid ads, which your results will disappear as soon as you stop paying for said paid ads or email marketing or anything like that. SEO is a really organic way that you can get more interested customers through the door. Now, the second part of your SEO strategy, especially for e-commerce, is going to have to deal with your content. Now, your content is super important. You need to do your keyword research. I don't want to bore you with talking about keyword research. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in the comments our webinar from last week where we spoke specifically about keyword research for e-commerce. Because if you're not optimizing your pages around the correct keywords, if you're not implementing them correctly, then the chances of you ranking for said keywords are going to be very slim. You need to actually be doing the legwork, doing the research, figuring out what you have a chance to rank for. Not something that's wildly too competitive or maybe not even in the realm of something that you actually sell. So the last thing I wanted to show you before I hand it over to Erwin, and I'm sorry if I'm speeding through completely. If you have questions, just drop them in the comments and I'll try to answer while Erwin is speaking. This is a new feature from WooRank. This is called the WooRank Assistant. So what we're going to be doing here is giving you a page-by-page analysis of everything that I just showed you. So you can see page by page what errors exist on that page, what needs to be improved in that page, a full report, and then our new features here, which is the traffic situation here. Very, very important for e-commerce, especially when we're talking about getting people through the door. This is a good way for you to understand if people are actually coming through the door and visiting your site page by page. I apologize for the load time. Sometimes my computer doesn't like to show me the assistant when I'm on a video call, but we can just chat at the same time. Oh, hi, Darshan. Thanks for joining. Good to see you here as well. Now, this traffic information is coming straight from Google Analytics. And what we're going to be showing you is how many page views you have for the last 30 days, how much time people are spending on your site, what their bounce rate is, but also where are they visiting from? So mobile versus desktop. If you find that your e-commerce site is predominantly coming from mobile, then that's something you should definitely focus on to make sure that your mobile users are having the best possible experience, because there are certain metrics that aren't necessarily like holistic. It's specifically about mobile. We also want to see where in the world they're coming from and what pages they go to after visiting this page, which is very, very helpful for e-commerce and also for what you're going to learn with Celebros, like learning what other products people are interested in, if they're interested in a certain thing that they're visiting right then. And then the last thing, this is our newest feature, which is going to be the Core Web Vitals feature. Core Web Vitals is something that was released a few months ago. I think mid-June, early July, Google released this page experience update. And what this is looking for is to make sure that every page on your site is giving the best possible technical experience to your users. Now, some of these features are going to look a little bit technical, like largest contentful paint, first input delay, cumulative layout shift. It does sound very, very technical, but ultimately what we're looking for is that there's no piece of content or image or anything on your site that's distracting your users or frustrating your users. For instance, cumulative layout shift. Try saying that 5 times fast. So what this CLS is let's say you're shopping online and you go to click on a really nice pair of shoes that you saw, and then boom, another image loads and you accidentally click the wrong thing. That is extremely frustrating just for myself as a user. So you can only imagine how frustrating that would be for someone on your e-commerce site that's trying to buy something, and then boom, they can't buy it because they clicked the wrong thing. Now their cart's all messed up. They have to go into their cart, delete the item. It's a whole thing. So what we look for is every single page in your site, we look for anything that could be really frustrating your users. And you can get this feature, the WooRank Assistant, as long as you have a WooRank account. You can install this in your website and see this on a page-by-page basis. I think that is the fastest I've ever gone through my portion of it, but I do want Erwin to have all the time that he can to teach you about the important parts. So what do you do when people are actually on your site? How do you get them to become more interested and actually convert and put stuff in that virtual shopping cart? So Erwin, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
All right, thank you so much, Court. That was great. Even though it was fast, I still always learn something new. And the last feature that you showed, it's really great because it's so convenient. You open up your website and just click on a button and you see all basically the stats that you need to know on. So as you have said, we have 2 main tasks as an e-commerce and an online retailer. One is getting traffic onto your site. Second one is actually converting them into buyers, because a visitor is not automatically a buyer. As you know, most of the time, out of like 9 out of 10 visitors, they don't even buy anything. So the question is, what are you going to do about converting that traffic that now you have generated with Courtney's help? With WooRank, you have now polished up your site and you have a score of 100 or at least 80 plus scoring on your WooRank tool. So now what are you going to do with all the traffic that you get? So basically, there's a balance that you have to make sure that you have is, again, like getting traffic, quality traffic, but also helping them converting. So I'm going to show you my screen here in a second. So you should see my screen now. If you don't, let me know. Awesome. So I'm going to talk about conversions in general, but also specifically about how to convert visitors into buyers using intelligent search. Because the search box on your site, on any e-commerce site, or actually in any website, doesn't matter if it's e-commerce or non-e-commerce, search box is basically the closest element on your site that comes close to the actual salesperson or the customer service. So you can search for content, you can search for products. The question is, how good is your search engine that's working within your site? We're not talking about Google search engine. We're talking about the search engine that's on premise on your site. Basically, any platform that you may have, if it's Shopify, Magento, or any other shop technology, shop system, they all have a default search engine. And those default search functionalities, they are mainly based on some open source search technology, which obviously has their limitations or needs some extensive configuration. So Sellerboss is able, basically you're able to implement Sellerboss into any shop platform. You're platform agnostic. So we have, of course, extension for different shop systems, but it's really easy, just either through JavaScript or API. So if you're familiar with that, it can take between 15-20 minutes API can take a little bit more, a few hours, but that's basically the rest is just styling. So let's get to the examples. In this session, I would like to show you a few websites of search results that don't turn out so well. It wasn't that hard to find websites that have bad search results. And also I'm going to show you then as a comparison then how the search results could look like if they would have a natural language processing search. So let's start out. This is, by the way, what you see on my screen is the Cerebos dashboard. We call it the Cerebos Studio. You can just simply type in here your search query and then go ahead and promote products to the top of your search results. So if you want to promote for the search term red dresses, your favorite 3 products, you can do that by just dragging them into the promoted products section. You can also go ahead and remove them from any search results. You can add products to the search results as well. So you have full flexibility. You don't have to be a programmer to operate that and to actually do some hands-on merchandising. Let's get back to the studio later. But first, I want to show you some problems that many of the online stores have. And which is, if I, as a customer, you come in onto a site, onto an e-commerce site, and I'm looking for products, either I'm going to use the navigation bar or I'm going to go straight to the search box. So obviously, if you're used to shop on Amazon and some of the large ones, you go straight to the search box because they have just too many categories and too many products. So here, searching, obviously, it's a store selling jewelry and watches. Search for men's watches. Enter that search phrase, men's watches, and what I'm getting is just simply one product, which is amazing because they have a whole bunch of products. When you click here on all men's watches, they have tons of products that would fit my search criteria. But again, if I search for men's watches, it brings back one product. Okay, so that's a pretty big conversion killer here alone, because obviously they could just click on men's watch, but it's not just that. There's a whole bunch of other examples where a search, where an online visitor has a hard time finding products. So the other one would be, just have here a few examples. Search for black watches for men. So no results found. So you assume as a customer, as a visitor, that they don't have any. If you do the same thing here in the Cerebos tool, black watches for men, you get over basically hundreds of results, and they're relevant results. So again, here, when you get more specific, you say you want gold watches. Great results. Some of them are white gold, so great results. Same search term here on the site, using a standard search, whatever it is, Elastic or Elasticsearch or Solar Search, I'm not sure. There are no results for your query. And you've seen that they have hundreds of them. Just to top it off, basically giving a few other examples. Obviously, we don't have to go more into detail, but customers tend to type in really complex or precise search queries if they have the intent to make a purchase. So the more words that they type into the search box, the higher they're more likely to buy, of course, given that the search results are correct. So this is why it's so important to have a natural language processing search on your e-commerce site. And it really makes sense if you have at least a few hundred products. Obviously, if you have like 50 products on your site, it doesn't really make sense to have an NLP or AI search because everybody can find 50 products on your site. So, but if you have a few hundred or even thousands or tens of thousands of products, it's very vital to have good search results. Okay, so let's move on to the next one here. It's a pharmacy store. Let's search for pain relief. And I was surprised that there's no results coming back for pain relief, even though they do have items matching the search criteria. And one tip I can give you, make the category names also searchable. They have an entire category called pain relief, but if you search for pain relief or headache, no results coming back. Okay, so here's a similar site that is using the Starboss NLP search. If you search here for pain relief, you get right away a whole bunch of products that would really talk to the customers. Basically, if you get search results that are precise, that understand what the customer is looking for, you will have basically a higher conversion. That works all the time. I'm going to show you also later on some of the examples on the site. So here, it's a furniture store. I've looked at this just recently, and searching for lamp table brings back table lamps, even though they also have lamp tables, which are little tables where you put on your lamps. So they do have them. I sorted here low to high just to show you the products that are being returned. When you click here on sort by relevance, you have a few lamp tables. However, if you keep on going, you have table lamps mixed in, which is pretty bad for the conversion as well. Another example here, if you search for just table and get thousands of results, sort by price ascending, you get all kinds of products that may have the word table in it, but are actually not tables. So this is a common problem, not only with furniture stores, but also with other stores that they have. So having a natural language processing search that understands the intent of your online visitors is really vital to, it's vital for the conversion rate. And you don't want to just attract new visitors, new traffic, without making sure that they actually find products online that they're looking for. So here, moving on, that's a similar store as the other one that we have seen, but powered by Celebros. Searching for table lamp brings back really just table lamps. Searching for lamp table brings back lamp tables, which is awesome. That's exactly what I expect as a customer when I search for products online. So the search engine on your site has to understand the request, the intent of every customer, and only then you can actually make sure that the traffic that you get in is actually also converted into a conversion. So let me see what other examples I can show you here. There's a few I could show you here how great they have done it here. Glasses USA, it's using Servos for many years. They have done a great job with making sure all the conversion obstacles are moved out of the way. So customers can even search for something very complex like this and get really great results. So I encourage you to go shopping also at these sites that I've just shown you and try it out yourself. You can always go back into the video and see how it goes. But at the end, I want to show you that Amazon is also not perfect. I'm not sure if you have ever gotten perfect search results on Amazon, but just to top this off with what I was searching here not long ago. I was searching for women's cotton shorts. So look at the amount of results that you're getting, 10,000 results, right? So now we are searching for cotton shorts for women, which is basically the same thing. Let's see how many results. 70,000 results for basically the same search query. So before we got 10,000, now we have basically switched the phrase, meaning basically the same thing. We couldn't see that Amazon is also not perfect. They have huge problems with search results. And I'm pretty sure if they would have an NLP, natural language processing search, they would have an even better conversion rate. So, of course, the big advantage for Amazon is that you can find pretty much everything that you're looking for, but it's not that easy to find the right products because it's so falsified. So, and now also when you look at women's shorts, it's 20,000, but previously we looked at cotton shorts for women, 70,000. How is that even possible? So anyways, that's in a fast run through. And I want to basically hear in the comments section what you think, what kind of search results you have come across that were good or not good, that didn't make sense. But it's really some of the cases that we went through here that we have looked at is really frustrating from a customer point of view. You don't want to go shopping online and not finding products because that's, first of all, from a customer perspective, it's pretty frustrating. But from an online retailer perspective, if you are the operator of the online store, it's really affecting your bottom line. So as promised, I'm going to show you some of the stats of websites that have started using Celebros, the NLP search, and how it has helped their conversion rate. So we have here one store that has increased their conversion rate within the first week of launching by 155%. So this is the site search conversion rate. In other words, looking only at the visitors that use the search box once they come to your site. So 155% within 1 week is quite amazing. This one is a long-term analysis, long-term study, 20 months of launching Celebros, comparing it with the previous 20 months. You can also see here a long-term effect of like 60+% increase. This is a different store. Obviously, it's not the same as the one before. So of course, it can vary from store to store and from season to season. That's why I like to look at the same season, let's say August, September, October, comparing it to the August, September, October of last year. So here is another one showing also more information. This one is after the first 30 days. That's a screenshot taken from Google Analytics. Make sure that you track your site search traffic separately on Google Analytics. You can go that, just activate that site search tracking. You put in the right search parameter. If you need help with that, you can either find out on YouTube, or you can write us comments. I'm going to send you information, help you how to make sure that your site search traffic is being tracked on Google Analytics. So this one, after the first 30 days, the visits without site search have increased by 25%, which is good. But the visits that did use a search box now, Celebros in this case, have increased by 180%. So you could see the disproportionate growth of the non-searchers versus the searchers, which is a great indication that this upgrading the on-site search functionality on your site really made a huge impact on the growth of your site. So you may be saying, okay, my online business is anyways growing already at a certain rate, so I'm fine with that. That's okay. But if you feel that you could grow more and something is holding you back, you should definitely look into the search box. You should search. You should try out different search queries to find out how that works. So we have here tons of data. I'm going to just fast run through. See here all the green. Look at the e-commerce conversion rate, how that has affected after implementing of Celebros. So there's like tons of data that can support everything that we have looked at. In some of the cases, also the category pages are powered by Celebros. So not only the search can be powered by Celebros, but also the category pages, which is quite important as well. You want to make sure that the category pages have the right products. They're dynamic. They learn as well, because if you don't have the category pages connected to AI, but only the search, then you miss out basically on, I would say, at least half of your audience, half of your online visitors. All right, so that would be the end of the presentation. I, of course, could go on and talk for another hour about different examples, functionalities, but also about showing the stats, how that has helped. But at the end of the day, it's very important to have a balance to make sure that your SEO is top, from which Court has talked before, but also your conversion rate is growing on a healthy rate. All right, I'm gonna pass back to you, Court.
Yeah, definitely. That was awesome. I think we learned a lot. I particularly was super surprised by the Amazon stuff because they're just such a giant, but you're right. It's like not consistent at all to have 70,000 results for cotton shorts, but only 20,000 for all shorts altogether.
Yeah,
so yeah, I mean, it must make other e-commerce sites feel a little better about themselves. Like even Amazon doesn't have it all figured out. So I have
not.
dropped a link in the comments, Celebros.com. So if you are interested in learning a little bit more about what Celebros can do for your own e-commerce site, you can just head to Celebros.com. On the upper right corner, there's a big red button that says schedule a demo. So we can go through your particular site, your particular goals, and find something that works for your particular site. Because, it's not a one size fits all thing. It never is with any website. Everybody has different goals and different products that they're selling. So want to be able to give you an individual recommendation. Also with WooRank, if you're not yet a WooRank customer, you can just sign up on WooRank.com for a 14-day free trial. Try all the features, see if you can get that SEO up, see if you can get those rankings up in those 14 days. And using them in tandem is definitely, I think, well, we're biased because we work here, but it's definitely, I think, the best way for you to get the most success out of not only your digital presence, but your average order value, just raising that, making sure you're getting the most out of your potential customers. So thank you for joining us. If you have any additional questions, just let us know. Courtney at woorank.com. You can shoot me a message if you ever want to. Leave comments on the videos. We check them every now and again. So just let us know if you need anything else. And we will see you next time.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.